Na moral, velho.
Giroscópio vai cantar, rapaziada.
Vocês estão olhando o quê? Vocês estão olhando o quê? Vocês estão olhando a live normal?
Não, Bob Play.
Ele tá jogando o quê? O Warzone? Calma aí, rapaziada. Parece que o Bob tá jogando o Warzone, velho. Pera aí, só um minuto.
I don't know what
Calma aí,
I'm going to be
rapidinho.
It does feel like they were saying, what was it, the different type of classes they were trying to put, you have your rusher, kind of your more stealth type player, your sentinel, like they want to, even if it's not like class-based per se, like they want to...
The game progresses slowly, so no matter how you're playing, you're going to get your perks eventually. But obviously, higher scoring games, you're going to get more. And it's just really interesting again, and the perks are almost tiered. And again, Jeff and Joe will come on the desk later on and talk about this in way more detail. But the idea that like, yeah, the first two perks, they're fine. They sort of help out the gameplay.
Porra, nunca em duelo, cacete.
And that final perk, like a kind of like the super perk.
Yeah.
That's not going to turn you into Captain America, but it is going to make you way more effective.
I don't want to be Captain America now.
Taking Jeff and Joe's thunder.
Well, Sippity was just on screen, so...
I mean, the wagon on that boy.
What?
There it is.
Like their search and destroy. Like you have your traditional outer lanes, and they have their hidden corners, and they have their ways, and then that middle is just pure chaos. It's kind of like
maneiro.
It reminds me of like
Aparece a quantidade de pessoas.
walls in the corners that there are.
Aparece as pessoas que estão te assistindo lá.
That we are playing right now in the beta testing, and as you can see, everybody is having so much fun on it.
É maneiro, dá pra ver o cara curtindo a
Mas aqui a gente vai conseguir fazer react. Ah, no código mobile tu morre, tu não consegue fazer react, porque é ridículo.
Oh, he's fully loaded.
Opera GX. Só nele você tem uma personalização completa. Podemos escolher entre os temas, papéis de paredes e cores especiais do Opera ou personalizar tudo do zero.
Dá pra ver o FPS? Não. Ó, ele tá jogando o celularzinho, ó. Você vê ali a câmera à esquerda. Mano, é o seguinte, o jogo tá bem simplificado, mas 120 players numa porra de um mapa só. Pode ser que o bagulho dê uma estravada. Agora a gente já tem de cara a noção de que não existe servidor dedicado, tudo bonitão pra isso, tá ligado? Então isso também é uma coisa que pode afetar o desempenho dentro da partida mais do que o celular, tá ligado? Eu acho que a render do jogo tá bem baixa, então isso vai deixar o jogo mais leve quando for lançado. Acho que, tipo assim, dá pra eles entupir de detalhe, igual... Tá mais feio do que o COD Mobile, graficamente falando. Tá ligado? Você vê que as montanhas atrás é só um borrado verde, tá ligado? O telhado ali, pouca textura. Isso já é a Activision, já com os estúdios dela, trabalhando com um jogo mais simplificado pra rodar em vários aparelhos. A gente sabe que não tem servidores por parrudo agora, mas se vocês verem a própria arma ali na mão, a arma tá bem mais simples do que a arma do COD, né, mano? Então, provavelmente assim, quando vier o lançamento, eles devem botar um pack de textura pra quem tiver o telefone dentro dos vídeos, tá ligado? Mas fora isso, a galera vai poder jogar nesse esquema aí, velho. Lembrando que vocês estão vendo uma transmissão.
O jogo tá bonito. Vamos ver quanto tá aqui de FPS aqui. Vamos ver qual o celular que vai aguentar esse gráfico todo aí, né? O jogo tá bonito, tá? Não tô conseguindo achar aqui. Tela. Deixa eu só minimizar a tela aqui que eu vou ver o negócio aqui. Eu tô telando olhando a tela do Petros aqui. E pode dar ruim aí. Então... Tem que ele...
Because I mean, it just feels like sometimes it turns into this one gun that can do everything.
Agora eu tô selando a tela correta aqui. Tá dando aí eco aí?
You can change your gun up to whatever you want, right? So
well, in a way, yeah, but like I think Tally's point, like there seems to be a little more separation.
Acho que por enquanto eles estão jogando também com o mapa aí.
Mas
o jogo tá bem gostoso. Se assistir, tá jogando todo. Vamos ver se vai jogar. O cara aí tá tudo jogando aí com celulares aí de última geração, própria pro jogo. Então, bora ver para nós aí, meros mortais, como é que isso aí vai funcionar.
Find some, weird combination that turns a shotgun into a sniper.
Esse bugado é que tá dando no áudio aí.
Oh yeah. He touched it for 20 minutes.
What people are gonna do with this gun?
That's just not enough, is it, Miles?
Not enough. No idea what these guys are gonna come up with, but it's gonna...
Tá ouvindo aí o Parque falar aí no final aí também, no fundo aí, o Parque é um grande jogador de PUBG Mobile. É um dos melhores que tem.
Metal boots on the building. He's got the M4. He's gonna run this class setup from now until the next 2 years.
We're talking about it can be great to mess around with guns.
Oh, Chris Crowder, I'm not sure what's going on.
O Parque, cara, quem não assistiu a live do Parque, assiste aí que o Parque é muito engraçado jogando. Ele dá uma gaguejada aí que você morre de rir, cara.
Maybe like being a rapper, singer. I'm not sure.
He's a handsome
he really is.
Parque
He really is.
Tiny little bit of a user interface there. If you hold a circle, whatever you're sort
Eu
of
não sei se ele tá pelando o iPhone ou se ele tá...
That's gonna get spicy in fight.
Oh, he's
É
on
isso,
his feet.
rapaz.
He's on his feet. The Gouch.
Ó, tô num pontinho.
Oh man. We will be playing all day, friends. All day.
You know what, the iron sights here kind of cool.
Pô, tô vendo
Well, I
aí
think
a...
this is great too for a lot of, I mean, people like, you saw Zenny, you saw
Sim,
Crowder,
das
for those that
armas
don't
aí
know,
tá...
they work on the CDL
Oh,
side, they're really in the midst of stuff during the season. They don't get to come to stuff like this that often and see all these content creators. I imagine
Eu
they're
acho que ele era
I've
um
seen some of the
botinho,
tweets, just having a
tem
blast.
botinho jogando nesse jogo aí.
So as far as streaks goes, we haven't seen a whole lot. Obviously, cruise missiles there, counter UAV, a classic. VTOL's going to be back. Everything. I mean, the Juggernaut is I think it's the final one, and it looks crazy. And whoever that AFK player was, get a grip. You are live at COD Next. But yeah, there's a ton of cool stuff, and I mean, we're seeing Wilson's in there as well.
That's what I was gonna say. I love that.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Chopper Gunner's back. It's called. I think it's called Air Support now, but it's it's an AC-130. You know what I'm talking about, friends.
There's a chopper gunner here as well.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be seeing it all.
Yeah, Miles, like if we play against each other later today, when we get the free play, I'm getting a chopper.
I think I'm actually locked on this desk all day. I would love to play more.
after the stream's over, I think we can play more.
Yeah, I think we once the curtains go down, we're gonna dive on. Can you hear the chain?
Yeah, that's how I visualize like your ankle's just tied to the desk.
They can wheel me in the chair, but it's hard to get down the stairs. Here we go, another cruise.
Redman, how we doing?
And what a shot! He got two.
Hat over the headset.
He killed Nick Merckx.
All right, we're gonna
see you later, Nick.
So this is the air support where you're saying.
Yeah, this is it's kind of like a lightning strike. Yeah.
Nice shot.
What is that thing? The
É
Fennec.
isso, ó.
Or it's a custom one.
Wait a minute.
Longer range, maybe? But that looks like the Fennec. Yeah, that's the Fennec iron sight.
That boy
Eu
don't
acho
recoil.
que nesse jogo acho que não vai ter bot,
Alright,
não.
Breadman's already found a winner.
Yeah, Brett's got
Oh my god.
It does recoil, but it like doesn't.
But he's holding that thing down though. But,
Yeah, he's
alright.
So
he's on mouse, obviously recoil, long range. You can manage that more, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot. He's just putting them down.
Yeah, cameraman, get in there real close. Show me the hands. Show me the hands. Oh, gun him.
So we played this map yesterday in the 3P mode. That was a lot of fun.
Museum, yeah, this is a lot of fun. We saw a top down of this on socials recently, but
There we
everyone said,
go.
yeah, give me the hands.
You hear how that sounds? So satisfying.
That sounds scary though.
Yeah.
You hear that? That better be on my team.
I mean, he is one of the better aimers I've seen, though. Like a lot of the tournament stuff, where you're talking about mouse and keyboard players, like he is absolutely nuts with it. So not surprised to see him finding some wins in the long-range battles, but
I gotta see his recoil control.
So what do you guys think about all these maps so far? What's been your guys' favorite? Miles?
Honestly,
yeah, it doesn't look like he's pulling down a whole lot.
honestly, this is Museum. Nice big central area, essentially 3 lanes. I mean, there's a second story. We're about to go up there now. This is where Breadman is. It's nice, man. We've got some decent lines of sight. Snipers are going to have a lot of fun here. We played hardpoint on this map. We played prisoner rescue. Courage and I clutched up big time last night, like a 2v5. I had the prisoner on my back. I was sprinting, and I can hear Jack picking up 3-4 kills. Let's go, baby! Screaming. I'm there sprinting.
I'd be that guy on the team too. I'd be carrying. Yeah.
It was great. It was really great. We had a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool, you know, the opening breaks and stuff. Like
he's on a 15 streak, by the way.
Excuse me. Yeah, he was frying.
He's literally annihilating the lobby. Yeah, let's stick with him. He's on 15 in a row. Another cruise coming in. Bang.
This is the El Gato replay of how this all started.
Oh, he gets 2 again. Just ripping them.
It's the same 2 people. No, sorry, this guy. Oh, it's a replay.
Oh, is it? I was about to say.
Yeah,
he was on 15 in a row. I thought he got another one. I thought he wrapped his streaks.
It's all good.
Oh, dude, I basically just pulled a symphony, dude, when he was casting the pregame lobby.
Oh, and it was.
I thought he earned another one.
Glorious.
Well, last thing I saw was 15 streak. I was fired up for my guy.
So he put a. Oh, so it's M4. His just sounds crazy. I think it's the dubbing of the audio.
It might be his stream, but either way,
it's his stream.
That boy is ripping metal. So, again, it's kind of cool to see there on the bottom side of the screen for a moment there how the perk system works. He's already at his 2nd tier of perks, which I think was Spotter. 19 kills. Let's go, Breadman. And, of course, he's working his way towards that final perk here in this hardpoint.
Yeah, it's not that crazy. I thought he wrapped streaks now, is it? He is annihilating everyone.
20.
He's farming.
Yeah, he's literally farming.
Somebody kill Breadman.
Wait, do you guys see the movement though that I was talking about? Like how when you're moving, like your whole body, like it's different than other Call of Duty games. It's very hard to put into words, but once you get your hands on this game, like you can tell everything moves with you. Like usually the gun's fairly stationary, but like everything is moving with you at all times.
And you can see it, so that's
you can see
it. For more of the hardcore players, the players are going out there and they're like jiggle peeking, your hips and your head.
Yeah, like everything's going.
So it's a little bit different. When you play the 3P mode, you can get a better understanding of like how that looks, and you'll see that a little bit later today.
Just like the physics of the character.
The physics of the character has been reimagined, so it's different.
Yeah,
throwing those shoulders.
You got to be a little careful. I mean, everyone's like Shakira out there throwing the hips around. You got to be very. I mean, it's the animation.
I've been comparing to Shakira, yeah.
I don't doubt that, but you got to look how smooth the animations can be, and it's just so much fun so far. Oh, is this what it looks like to be on the other side of the Breadman?
Yeah, that's what I was actually wondering.
Wait. We're gonna get up there and kick his ass.
Oh!
I think that was Breadman.
That was Breadman.
Yep, I believe
that was Breadman.
He's got 25 kills.
He's got that thing locked down.
Get out there and get him. Just go back in there.
I mean, this is going on the timeline for sure. Breadman's got clips for days.
I mean, Destroyer's calling the streaks to the SAE above.
What have we got here?
We got a sniper.
I just think about, imagine loading in, like trying to check everything out, run some different guns, and Breadman's just up top.
Yeah, no, he just looked dialed in. I don't think he said a word. Hit it! ADS not quick enough there.
Essas armas
up on the bridge, just shut them down, but
so he has the pistol on Miles. Remember we were playing with it? We turned into a fully auto sub yesterday.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
But yeah, so of course, Gunsmith is ridiculous. 2.0.
Yeah.
You can turn your sidearm into something pretty mean, and then of course the ledge hang mechanic. I'm hanging on ledge. Clint, you were singing the Spider-Man song earlier. Hey man, not too. If Spider-Man carried a Glock, yeah, baby. It is crazy to see like how much damage you can do with that thing, and just I mean, it's something that we have to learn now as Call of Duty players. I have to now look at funny ledges and see where players are.
Yeah. I was also trying out some of the field upgrades yesterday for the short amount of time that I did have. I tried the camera one, it's so interesting. It's like throw it down, go hide in the corner, you can see when they're pushing at you.
You hold your own flank at that.
Yeah, you got your own choke points.
That's great. And again, another thing.
Caraca! Eita porra!
Isaac, he nearly got both of them there. Of course, Isaac, one of us.
O cara foi deletado ali, mas tomou o troco ali.
Yeah, I was wondering how many people we had here internationally. I've casted over him in a bunch of Warzone tournaments. He's made some deep runs. The guy's a monster. But as he's just trying to hit some sights and try some of the different weapons out, Breadman's kind of annihilating the lobby. But there we go. Another shot gonna hit. Bang!
I'm already really liking the sounds of these guns and like the crosshairs look like this is something I cannot wait to get. Oh hell no!
Breadman just got a 3-piece and then Isaac followed up with the 4th in the feed. That was very satisfying.
Oh yeah, they are just tearing them apart. It feels like.
What's that field upgrade he has there?
That could be the portable radar.
Oh, that might. Yeah.
So that little bad boy kind of gives you sort of
Esse jogo tá muito foda.
This isn't obviously great, but hey man, in a pinch, I'll take it.
Dude, look
Olha, é tiro só.
Right on the panel
Tá deletando com um tiro só. Ah, zone total.
Second one, that'll go through.
I was using this yesterday. It's a powerful shot.
It
Got a couple
feels.
flags.
Oh, wait, somebody saved it. Oh my God.
It was Breadman.
Oh my God.
Nick Merckx was trying to assassinate Isaac.
Esse jogo tá deletando com um tiro só.
Here's the Fennec.
De sniper.
He's run
É
something.
sempre no coisa de mobile. Você dá 50 tiros no cara, o cara não morre.
POV seems worse like the sniper POV.
Aí deleta com um tiro só.
That. Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, Shantae.
Sean fries it. Again, this is that sort of idea about the different, maybe not play styles, kind of like player attributes here. You're going for
Esse mapa aí, tipo,
obviously, he's way more
urbano aí, agora eu quero ver como é que vai ser no mapa
the way he's
mobile.
Whoa.
He's in the mix.
I think something that you could learn a lot, and that always creators can learn very quickly, is there a lot more paths on the map than you know about. Like on this one specifically, behind Crowder, there's an underground passageway where one of the flags are, and like I didn't even know you could go down there. Like I had to wrap the entire building before I figured out how to get underground. So there's a lot more angles and a lot more passageways than I think a lot of these creators are expecting, and that's why we're gonna see possibly a lot more assassinations, possibly a lot more
Mapa tá bonito,
pressure
mapa tá
and
bonito.
people just popping out of literally nowhere.
O mapa tá bonito.
And that is the power of the Fennec. That player is Fennec sharp.
Yeah, he's in the perfect area to use this weapon. Like going out, hitting peaks, range combat.
Olha só.
It's a lot of fun to use this weapon. Majority of games.
I mean, they're not doing a great job.
O cara tava abaixadinho ali, foi deletado.
Classic Dom, capture flags, UAVs and all sorts of kill streaks coming up. No one's, I don't think we'll go too crazy with any of the kill streak choices. We did see Crim6 with a VTOL earlier, again, classic from MW19. I wonder if we're going to see any more today.
Oh, you saw that eat each other.
I can imagine, but this is the chance to test everything. Run through, try different weapons. I mean, as much as I say that, we know how a lot of these people are. They're going for crazy clips. They want to drop bombs. They want to have high kill games. So some are going to find stuff they like, little combination they feel comfortable with, and they're going to send it. But Crowder, yeah, he's in the mix right now. Movement, I mean, he seems pretty comfortable so far. Just little hop chows.
Yeah, the bunny hop
freebies.
You're just hopping around. You can even hip fire this one. He's picking up a ton of kills. He's loving this class. He switched it up.
So one of the big things, I mean, before the show started, I walked around and talked to as many of the students as I possibly could. And I was just like, you know, you've had a tiny bit of time in the game. How you feeling about this? And almost every single one of them said, I'm really struggling not to slide everywhere. They've been so used to doing that. From MW19 all the way through to Warzone when, you know, we're on Caldera. It's not the same. It's not the same.
I can say that just from all the Warzone I played, like, it's gonna take like my hand, just the muscle memory of it. Like I've been slide canceling now for years across the map. It's gonna take a little get used to, 100%.
Yeah,
but I do think my hands are gonna be very happy though. I'm not having to do that constantly across the map.
Yeah, if you try to slide around now, you might even be slower than just sprinting.
Honestly, yeah.
Again, it's how he uses it. The dives are really great mechanics. The shaping, the slide gets.
Olha só a animação.
I like to leave it in my head, you know, the ball does.
Tá foda, cara. Predador aí,
It's
ó.
like a bowling ball, you know, Miles? Just sitting through a door, sitting through a window. Maybe diving into someone. You think I can knock somebody out that way?
Porra, caraca. Esse jogo tá muito massa, cara.
Okay, that sounds sick though.
Olha o sangue do cara ali voando ali.
A bayonet dive kill.
Oh my god, I want that immediately.
Thinking like, you know, I've got this idea of like Beyond these and goes, he's got a big fin on his head.
Yes,
yes,
absolutely. I say.
Oh, quick swat again. That is his sidearm. That's his pistol. Again, ranging that bad boy isn't going to be that crazy, but you know it's going to rip into it.
The sniper's just so satisfying. The sound, how deep it is. It's amazing.
It feels like there's no drag in the sniper. When you were using an amp, did you have to leave your shot at all, or was it a direct
It felt like an invasion, like I had to leave my shot a little bit, but that could just be.
Porra. Eita, deixou lá que vai fritar com esse jogo aí. Olha. As explosões.
Nuts a dog.
Snipes feel fast and fun.
64!
What?
Yeah.
We thought Brad was popping off. Destroy's up there frying. He's got double the score of everybody in the lobby. Alright.
Não sei não, esse jogo aí vai fritar aí, muito celular aí, porque infelizmente muitos celulares não vai conseguir jogar esse jogo aí. Só no console mesmo.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. A little peek at the menu here now as well, of course, while Isaac gets ready to get into his next game. so much in Modern Warfare 2. We're almost actually ready to keep the show running. Jess, you're down there with Zuma. Tell us how Tommy's doing.
Miles, that's right, I am. Right here with Zuma, Tommy Paparotto himself. So, I mean, you've now had your first taste of Modern Warfare 2 here at COD/NEXT. What did you think?
Oh, it's incredible. The game feels super smooth. The gunplay is awesome. I like the time to kill, and the maps are dope. A lot of close quarter gunfights, and I think I had a blast, man. The chat's loving it as well. They're loving it.
So there's so much to talk about, you know, new modes, new maps, changes to the gunsmith. But what really stands out to you? Like, what are you excited about?
I'm really excited just to get the competition going. I mean, I'm excited for the CDO, and I heard them talking about ranked play, so I'm really excited for that. Warzone 2 looks incredible as well. I was talking to Repulse, we're going to be the Warzone duelies here, so I'll be bouncing around between both, but I'm just excited for something new, you know, a new game, and it's been a lot of fun to play. There's so many amazing creators here. I'm just thanking everybody, and thank you to Call of Duty for the opportunity to be here. It's awesome.
And then, you know, real quick with Modern Warfare 2 on the horizon, what does the year ahead look like for you?
Man, just a lot of shows, man, a lot of flanks, a lot of streams. I mean, the content's going to be pushing all year, so excited, man. Zumaki's going to take over, and we're going to have some fun, man.
All right, well, thank you so much. That is all from me for now. I believe I'm handing it off to my dear friend, Lottie.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. It's so good to
Olha lá, muita gente ali atrás ali jogando. Sei que só tinha bot, mas tem não.
Epic giveaway from our friends at Jack Links. Each Jack Link supply drop includes a brand new copy of Modern Warfare on the platform of your choice, delicious Jack Links limited edition products, and brand new epic in-game items that I promise you'll be dying to get your hands on. So check this out.
Looking for an epic way to celebrate the launch of Modern Warfare 2? Jack Links has got you covered, giving you the chance to win the ultimate Modern Warfare 2 supply drop. Keep an eye out during the broadcast for the Jack Links Sasquatch to appear on screen. If you see it, grab your phone and scan the QR code, following the prompts to qualify for entry. Tune in to Call of Duty Next. Squad up with Sasquatch and level up for the ultimate viewing experience, courtesy of Jack Links. Terms and conditions apply.
Alright folks, so keep your eyes peeled to spot the Sasquatch on the screen throughout the show. Scan that QR code and enter all your information for a chance to win. But it is my absolute honour and pleasure to be on the desk, of course, alongside Maven, but we also have Jeff and Joe on here to talk all things Modern Warfare 2. Of course, our multiplayer design directors here. And we're just going to get a bit nerdy, to be honest. You know, we're going to look at a bit of gameplay. I am so excited to talk about it, but Megan, I've got to ask you, what do you want to dive into first? We have the two guys that are going to answer the question.
Well, first off, by the way, you guys killed it in the opening of the show. You know, it started real smooth. I'm sure nerves were going a little bit, but it was awesome to see. But I know we're going to have gameplay that's going to be popping up. We're going to chat through stuff, but I think one thing I kind of want to chat through is just there's been a lot of significant changes. You guys are always looking to how to kind of tweak the wheel a little bit. Can we chat through kind of the perk change and where your head was at with regards to that? Because it's a big change. It's interesting.
Yeah, you know, perks haven't really been touched for a long time in the series, and I guess by nature they're passive, and so most of the time we found people just find the three that they like, and that's it. They kind of forget about the.
I said that earlier. That's me.
Yeah,
I find a few I like, and like that's my class. There
we just wanted to come up with a system that was a little bit more engaging, and so we grouped them into 3 different categories. You get 2 to start with, and then you pick a third, and then you pick a fourth, and they're rewarded as you play. You really like how they proc at the end.
Yeah. I mean, an announcer comes up, tells you what perks you got. It kind of re-engages you with what's available, right? And they're earned through time and score, so eventually you'll get them. And you're not gonna. It doesn't reset on death. It allowed us to kind of like create a couple more powerful perks and put them at the end because you're not gonna have them the whole match. And there's some interesting depth there where you can say, okay, UAVs are really powerful early match. Like there's different things you can do where you're kind of like, if you're one of those players who really wants to noodle, you're like, hey, I know these aren't in play yet.
Well, I guess, listen, it's very different, but I'm also a big like RPG guy, so I like the process of like unlocking things and earning things. It's just like at the core of who I am. So I dig that, just like the progression over the course of one single map. I think is very cool.
Yeah, it just feels good. It feels good. It feels good to be reminded what you have.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh, I guess we didn't touch on actually is the packages, right? From like, we're talking a lot about the theory crafting.
Yeah.
But we actually have these defined packages. So early on, you just say, I want this playstyle. I just grab this package and go. then later on, you're like, okay, I like that, but I want to noodle a little bit. You can hop in and create your own packages.
You know, that kind of, it really, people can see that through the default loadouts. And we've packaged in, based on those kind of player behaviors we were talking about earlier, we've usually shipped 6 or 5 default loadouts, but we have 6 with this one. Okay. We found 2 for each behavior, and so those perk packages are already in there. And it's something different in this game. We actually allow you to attach a field upgrade within that, within each loadout. And so it's a little bit more micromanaging, but it felt to us that you're kind of more creating your class and your character for, you know, in that. So people in the beta should really try out those default loadouts because we put a lot of time into how those play.
Well, I'm curious in like playtesting, did you see like I'm sure everyone has a way they view themselves as a player, like maybe you want to start as more of like a sentinel type. Did you see like as people got more comfortable with the game, like an evolution towards maybe a faster pace, or what did you notice when playtesting these different types of things?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall most of our players are rushers.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Depends on the circles you run, but you know, there are these other players, and we wanted to just make sure that, you know, we're supporting all of them. And so, you know, some of the field upgrades can be more sentinel and trying to hold down positions. But that's why we added in the DDoS, like we said, kind of just say, I've had enough, I want to pause all this stuff and make it go away. Yeah. But we also leaned into creating game modes that can facilitate this kind of siege gameplay.
Now we talk about the rushing players, right? But we also want to talk about the pacing, the movement, you know, what it looks like, how it feels to be in game. And when I got a chance to get on the sticks yesterday, something I noticed is it is a little bit slower paced, right? We're going to be sprinting round, not sliding round. And I think another thing I want to talk about is the dolphin dives. I've been diving down escalators, getting prone, looking at hard points, trying to figure out, can I see bomb site B-Ray? Like, you know, it's pretty incredible with the movement and how it feels. What was it like making that? What were the decisions behind that pushing forward? Because the feel of the game is huge.
Yeah, I think fluidity, and I mentioned it previously, is like really, really important, right? But we did make some small tweaks, right? Like slide has a little bit more of a hang up, so that people aren't just sliding around the map, so that they're actually moving through spaces, checking corners, and kind of like pacing themselves. But the general movement of guns should be almost exactly the same. And Jeff and I regularly check in. We're like, okay, how are we doing? Like, let's look at last game, let's look at this game. And we try and be consistent in that regard. But there have been these small tweaks, and the dive is one of those tweaks. The ledge hang is one of those tweaks. And those will change how people move through a space, right? You won't throw yourself over a wall, you'll peek that wall first.
Yeah, I love the ledge hangs because, you know, just testing out yesterday, being able to kind of ledge hang and really use it as intel as well. I think when it comes to multiplayer and competitive side, that's kind of where I'm at here, is being able in S&D, just being able to know where people are, give that intel to your team, peek that back down again, making sure you're not getting your dome ripped off by a sniper, cause major stuff here. But and exciting with the fact that you can get your secondary weapon out and start to put a bit of damage in and help out there. So in terms of ledge hang, where did that come from? What was the idea behind it? You know, why is it so special to have it in the game?
To be honest, it came out of face planting too many times, parachuting just missing that ledge, and you're like, nope, that's frustrating. Let's fix that.
We've all been there. Like, whether you've been playing Warzone, like you're trying to like hop and grab it, and you just like. It's like you want to hit the button to like activate the pull-up, but then you hit your shoot and you're like falling down. It can be so frustrating.
Yeah. So, I mean, really that's where it came from. But
yeah, it was also the high mantle too, right? Like late when we were developing Modern Warfare and then, you know, Warzone started to come out, we had these walls and things. We ended up turning up the mantle height in Warzone. Okay. And it didn't feel as polished, but it allowed people to get over walls they otherwise couldn't. But like I said before, you kind of commit, and now you're like throw yourself over a wall and get shot as you make that transition. So the high mantle is definitely like get up, you can peek, or you can just double tap it and pull yourself over if you're in a hurry. It just adds that extra layer of like I can be a little bit smarter about how I move through the space.
That's a good note that you know, we make all of the equipment, all of the movement, and all of these things for scalability, and we have to kind of check ourselves that everything we put here is going to show up in Warzone.
Well, now you've got this
like metaverse of like there's
it's a big kind of, like I was saying earlier, right?
It's
like
not hard, man. I'm sure.
It's like, how do you add?
Porra, como é que tu tira esse áudio, cara?
You know, but the fact that we can get this done through, you know, millions of Zoom meetings and millions of kind of keeping everybody up to date and so many different studios, not just ours, I mean, all these different to kind of keep on
Caraca, o áudio tá horrível.
make sure that everything is, you know, good and great. It's been tricky. I think I mean, that's
Pô, aqui eu tirei o áudio.
like we have a really talented team and we're up here representing. Our geo designers, they make these 66 type maps, they make these huge ground war maps, and they put it all together into this massive big map, and everything needs to sync. It's all.
I mean, all we can do is thank them and our best to represent them.
I'm kind of curious, were there any like positives for you from a creative standpoint with like the fact everyone was in the office and like everyone was kind of like away? Like I almost feel like maybe that would lead to some interesting ideas. Like when everyone's maybe not in a room and like maybe one idea kind of takes precedent, like everyone's just kind of isolated a little bit more. I just wonder if there's any like creative advantages there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were worried that kind of like productivity would go down by living at home, but we just found that everyone was so passionate about, you know, making this game that they could either play a game or their piece.
Pô, aqui eu tirei o áudio.
Our geo designers, they make these 66 type maps, they make these huge ground war maps, and they put it all together into this massive big map, and everything needs to sync. It's all.
I mean, all we can do is thank them and our best to represent them.
I'm kind of curious, were there any like positives for you from a creative standpoint with like the fact everyone was in the office and like everyone was kind of like away? Like I almost feel like maybe that would lead to some interesting ideas. Like when everyone's maybe not in a room and like maybe one idea kind of takes precedent, like everyone's just kind of isolated a little bit more. I just wonder if there's any like creative advantages there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were worried that kind of like productivity would go down by living at home, but we just found that everyone was so passionate about, you know, making this game that they could either play a game or their piece.
Pô, aqui eu tirei o áudio.
Our geo designers, they make these 66 type maps, they make these huge ground war maps, and they put it all together into this massive big map, and everything needs to sync. It's all.
I mean, all we can do is thank them and our best to represent them.